Hey, spacefarers! Buckle up for an epic HFY tale that'll take you from the icy wastes of a frozen planet to the heart of a galaxy-shaking conspiracy. If you love stories where human grit and compassion outshine alien wealth and schemes, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into a story that proves one small act of kindness can change the stars themselves. Picture this. A howling blizzard rips across the icy plains of Frosto Home, a planet so cold your breath freezes mid-air. In a rundown spaceport, where frost clings to every surface and the wind bites through even the thickest coats, a human courier named Elvin shivers at a ticket counter. Elvin's no stranger to tough times. A former military pilot, he's haunted by the Proxima Massacre, a tragedy that left him grounded, scraping by as a courier with a battered ship that's one bad jump from falling apart. His dark hair streaked with early gray, and his hazel eyes carry the weight of battles he'd rather forget. But there's still a spark in him, a stubborn refusal to let the galaxy grind him down. Elvin's at the counter, trying to barter for a shuttle ticket to get off this frozen rock, when he notices an elderly Nyan struggling nearby. The Nyan, with shimmering silver skin and deep-set eyes, is fumbling with a payment chip that keeps getting rejected. His name's Thalier, and he looks frail, his robes too thin for the cold. The other aliens in the terminal, tall, sleek Nyans with their glowing tech and haughty stares, ignore him, but Elvin can't. He's been hungry, stranded, overlooked. Without a second thought, he slides his own dwindling credits to the clerk, covering Thalier's fare. No one should be stuck in a place like this, he mutters, half to himself. Thalier's eyes widen, and he murmurs a quiet thanks, but there's something in his gaze, something sharp, like he's sizing Elvin up. What Elvin doesn't know is that Thalier isn't just some stranded elder. He's the retired head of House Akari, one of the most powerful Nyan families in the galaxy, with wealth that could buy entire star systems. That one act of kindness? It's about to pull Elvin into a cosmic storm he never saw coming. Fast forward a few days, and Elvin's back on his rickety ship, the Starling, nursing a cracked engine core and cursing his luck. That's when a sleek, obsidian shuttle docks with his ship unannounced. Out steps Arella, Thalier's granddaughter, a Nyan with piercing violet eyes and an air of authority that makes Elvin's cramped cockpit feel even smaller. She's all business, her voice cool but urgent. She says, "My grandfather told me what you did. I need someone I can trust, someone human." Elvin's skeptical. Trust isn't a word he throws around lightly. But when Arella mentions a rediscovered human colony on Helios Prime, rich in rare minerals, his ears perk up. The catch? She needs him to deliver a data core to a human commander there. No questions asked. Elvin's gut screams trouble, but Arella's next words hit him like a plasma bolt. The data core holds proof that her cousins, power-hungry heirs of House Akari, are running an illegal weapons trade to destabilize that human colony. If they succeed, it'll be Proxima all over again. Thousands dead, a world burned to ash. Elvin's hands tremble as memories of Proxima flood back. The screams, the smoke, the guilt of surviving when so many didn't. He can't let that happen again. "I'm in," he says, steady despite the storm in his chest. Arella hands him the data core, a small glowing orb that feels heavier than it should. The mission takes Elvin from Frosto Home's desolate tundras to the glittering heart of House Akari's estate on a lush orbital station. If Frosto Home was all ice and desperation, this place is pure opulence. Crystal spires, gardens floating in zero-G, Nyans gliding around in robes that cost more than Elvin's ship. But beneath the shine, it's a snake pit. Arella's cousins, Kale and Vera, are ruthless, their eyes glinting with ambition. They know about the data core, and they'll stop at nothing to keep their scheme hidden. Elvin's no noble. He's just a guy with a knack for fixing problems and a stubborn streak a mile wide. But that's exactly why Arella chose him. Humans, she says, have a way of turning the impossible into reality. The chase is on. Kale and Vera send sleek hunter drones after the Starling, their plasma cannons lighting up the void. Elvin's ship is a junker, but he's a pilot forged in war. He weaves through asteroid fields, using every trick he learned in the military to shake the drones. One moment he's diving through an asteroid's shadow to mask his heat signature. The next he's rerouting power from life support to squeeze an extra burst of speed. His hands fly over the controls, sweat beading on his forehead, but there's a grin tugging at his lips. This is what he was made for. Not just surviving, but outsmarting the odds. Meanwhile, Arella's feeding him intel through a hacked comms channel, guiding him through the labyrinth of House Akari's influence. She's risking everything, her status, her family's favor, to stop her cousins. Elvin starts to see her not just as a client, but as someone fighting her own war against betrayal. There's a moment mid-chase where their eyes meet over a grainy holo feed. "Why trust me?" Elvin asks, dodging a missile. Arella's reply is simple. "Because you helped my grandfather when you had nothing to gain." That's the thing about humans, folks. Our compassion can spark connections that shift the stars. The climax hits as Elvin reaches Helios Prime, a rugged, mineral-rich world where human settlers are carving out a new home. He's got Kale and Vera's mercenaries on his tail, and the Starling's engines are screaming for mercy. In a desperate move, Elvin uses the planet's magnetic storms to scramble the mercenaries' sensors, buying just enough time to land. He sprints through dusty canyons, the data core clutched tight, until he reaches Commander Roland, a grisly human officer who's seen too many wars to trust easily. Roland scans the core, his face darkening as he sees the evidence. Shipments of illegal plasma warheads, deals with pirate clans, all aimed at turning Helios Prime into a war zone for profit. But Kale and Vera aren't done. They storm the colony with a private strike team, their sleek ships blotting out the sun. Elvin, Roland, and a handful of settlers make their stand in a mining outpost, using the terrain to their advantage. Elvin's no soldier anymore, but he's got a pilot's mind for strategy. He rigs mining drones to overload, creating makeshift EMPs that disable the enemy ships. The settlers, armed with little more than grit and scavenged gear, hold the line. It's messy, it's chaotic, but it's human, turning scraps into victory through sheer ingenuity. When the dust settles, Kale and Vera are exposed, their schemes broadcast across the galaxy. House Akari disowns them, and Helios Prime is safe, for now. Roland offers Elvin a handshake and a gruff, "Good work." The colony's miners, tough as the rocks they dig, cheer him as a hero. Elvin just shrugs, uncomfortable with the praise. He's no savior. He's just a guy who couldn't walk away. As he prepares to leave, Arella finds him at the Starling, which the settlers have patched up as thanks. He hands him a small holochip with a cryptic message. "The galaxy's changing, Elvin. We'll need people like you." There's a spark in her eyes, a hint of alliances yet to come. Elvin pockets the chip, feeling something he hasn't in years: hope. His ship hums to life, and as he lifts off into the starry void, he knows this isn't the end. It's a new beginning. Wow, what a ride. If Elvin's story of compassion and courage got your heart racing, smash that like button and share this video with your fellow sci-fi fans. Want more HFY tales where humans shine against all odds? Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next cosmic adventure. Tell us in the comments, what would you do if a single act of kindness pulled you into a galaxy-sized mission? Let's keep the conversation going, and I'll see you in the stars.